Have you ever noticed how some people slowly teach you to become smaller? Not in one dramatic moment, not with a single cruel sentence. It's cutting off parts of your soul and mind little by little. You stop sharing your opinions because they always become arguments. You stop talking about your dreams because they make fun of them. You stop experiencing your feelings because somehow everything becomes your fault. And one day you wake up and realize you become a guest in your own life. Standing up for yourself is a key action that requires courage and a strong will that can bring freedom to a broken soul. Standing up for yourself isn't becoming aggressive. It's not winning an argument or making someone cry the way they made you cry. Standing up for yourself is recognizing that your thoughts deserve to occupy space, that your feelings matter even when someone disagrees with them, that your needs don't become invalid simply because they inconvenience someone else. People who have spent years being criticized often believe they must earn the right to be heard. But healthy people don't require your approval to earn respect. The hardest moment isn't speaking. The hardest moment is surviving the guilt that comes afterwards. Because people who feed their egos from your silence rarely celebrate your voice. Some even find it despicable. When you finally speak up, some people will call you difficult or too demanding. Others will call you selfish or self-centered. A few may even accuse you of being the reason they behave like that in the present and tell you that you are the one who changed. You know what? They're right. You have changed. You're no longer willing to stay silent for their comfort, that you will be honest with what you want in your life, the things that can bring you joy, and although you're not trying to hurt nobody, you are not willing to sacrifice that just to avoid a disagreement. That you deserve to enjoy the hobbies or things that you like as well. Take Daniel for an example. He's a friend of mine that I know for a long time. Daniel wasn't weak, he wasn't incapable or dumb, but he spent most of his life trying to avoid conflicts. At work, whenever someone interrupted him, he stayed quiet. When people took credit for his ideas, he convinced himself it wasn't worth the argument. When his boss assigned him extra work that belonged to someone else, he accepted it with a smile. He told himself he was being mature, but deep down, he was exhausted. One day, during a team meeting, Daniel spent hours preparing a solution for a problem that the company had been struggling with. When the meeting started, he decided to explain his idea and share it with the team. A few minutes later, another employee repeated the exact same idea. This time, everyone praised it, and nobody acknowledged Daniel. Normally, Daniel would have remained silent. Normally, he would have told himself it didn't matter. He would have driven home just frustrated and replayed the moment in his head for the next week. But that day, something felt different. His heart started racing. His hands were shaking. He could feel every reason to stay quiet. Then he spoke. Actually, that's the proposal I mentioned a few minutes ago. I spent some time developing it, and I'd like to explain how it works. All of a sudden, the room became quiet. For a second, Daniel felt embarrassed. Part of him wanted to apologize for speaking and leave. But this time, for whatever reason, nobody yelled. Nobody attacked him or threw him out of the meeting. His manager simply nodded and said, "You're right, go ahead." That day, the strange thing wasn't that people finally listened. The strange thing was what happened afterwards. For the first time in years, Daniel drove home feeling proud of himself. Not because he won, not because he got recognition, not because everyone suddenly respected him. He felt proud because for once, he didn't abandon himself. Our next example is a woman named Bella. She had been in a relationship for years. From the outside, everything looked fine. No screaming, no dramatic fights, no obvious signs that anything was wrong. But little by little, she realized something strange. Every decision belonged to him. Where they go to eat, what movies they watch, who they spend time with, even how she was supposed to feel. One Friday night, they were driving to get dinner. Bella mentioned a small restaurant she had wanted to try for months. Her boyfriend laughed. "Why would we go there? That place looks boring." Normally, Bella would have smiled and said, "Never mind." She would have swallowed the disappointment and gone wherever he wanted. After all, it was just a restaurant, right? But as she looked out of the window, she realized something. It wasn't about the restaurant. It wasn't about the movie that she never got to watch, or every opinion she never got to share, or even the small part of herself she had given away to keep the peace. It was about her needs being met, her feelings being recognized, and her voice having a place in the relationship. So she took a breath and said, "Actually, I'd like to go there tonight." The car went silent. He rolled his eyes. He told her she was making a big deal out of nothing. But for the first time, she didn't back down. She simply replied, "Maybe it seems small to you, but it's important to me." They ended up going to the restaurant. The food wasn't life-changing. The evening wasn't perfect, but something inside Bella changed forever. Because that night wasn't about the restaurant. It was about realizing that her happiness deserved a seat at the table as well. That's what standing up for yourself often looks like. It's not dramatic confrontation. It's not a movie scene. It's not loud. Just a quiet moment where fear tells you to stay silent and you decide your voice deserves to exist anyway. Maybe standing up for yourself won't change them, but it will change the person you see in the mirror. And sometimes, that's where freedom begins. I hope this video helped you in any way, shape or form. Not to become aggressive or to start just going against the current, but to start considering that you deserve to be listened. You deserve to explain what you want on your life, or maybe ask for a little empathy or recognition for your effort, because at the end of the day you have usually is relationships, friendships, or people that is around you that you often have to see at work, and they just decide to assume that you will be always willing to sacrifice yourself or the things that you like just to make them feel comfortable. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.